Skip, the question is for you. What should Rutgers do now?
Stephen A., this is beyond comprehension to me. I'm having a hard time computing all this, so I need your help.
Yep.
Let me get this straight. Rutgers attempted to clean up a scandal involving a men's basketball coach who emotionally and physically abused his players by hiring a new athletic director who, back in her past as a volleyball coach at Tennessee, now it comes to light, allegedly emotionally abused all of her players on that team. All 15 of them signed a letter against her at that point back in the middle 90s at Tennessee.
That is correct.
What? How could you not know that? How could you not do your homework, your due diligence, your background checks on her? She would have to be clean as a whistle to represent Rutgers as the new era AD. She can't stay, Stephen A. I don't see how you can defend her and keep her under these circumstances.
I can.
Can you really? Okay,
yes,
go
I
ahead.
Can.
Explain.
I'm going to tell you why, Skip. The reality of the situation is the problem is not hers. It is that of Rutgers University, which, as we continue to learn, appears to be, at the very least, as inept as they come. They don't do their due diligence. You know, they constantly pass the buck. They're constantly, engaged in CYB behaviors, covering your, your backside. Yeah. This is what they do. This is what they seem to be good at. Over the last several months, what we've come to know of Rutgers University is that they're very good. They're trying to be very good anyway at covering their behinds. But they don't do a very good job of that either. So maybe I'm wrong in saying that they do. What I'm saying to you, however, as it pertains to Julie Herman, this is not her problem. This happened 15, 16 years ago. I don't care if everybody and their grandmother signed a letter alluding to her behavior. Everybody, I mean, my Lord, there are criminals in our justice system who have moved on in the last 16 years. It happened. It was chronicled. It was addressed. She's moved on with her life. According to the reports, that we haven't heard anything about her since that time. So in light of that reality, you offer her the job, and then you're supposed to turn around and renege because you didn't do your due diligence? I find that inexcusable. That is Rutgers' problem. Rutgers deserves all the heat for this, but I don't believe she should suffer for something that she did 15, 16 years ago, and it's over and done with. She made a mistake. We all make mistakes.
Wow.
Okay?
That's a big mistake. That's a year-long, season-long mistake.
Oh, wait a minute. They were mistakes. I'm not disputing it or dismissing it. I'm simply saying it was 15, 16 years ago. Now, if you're telling me that there's been a continuous level of behavior that has been existing and we can prove that, you got me. But outside of that, if we're hearkening back to what transpired 15 and 16 years ago, and you're Rutgers University, and you didn't do your due diligence unless she lied and denied and misled, then I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
If they didn't do their homework, that's their problem.
Okay, but last week in media interviews, and then as the New York Star-Ledger, which broke the story, threw all this up to her, she just said she couldn't remember any of this. Said it was all exaggerations and fabrications.
Hey, I have no problem with the Oliver North theory. I don't recollect. I'm not opposed to that kind of thinking. The reality is that her responsibilities are not to the New York Star-Ledger. Now, it might have been stupid for her not to acknowledge it and admit it, and I get your point there, but she's under no obligation to tell them her business. She could sit there and tell Rutgers if they ask because they are her potential employer. But a newspaper reporter calling you up and asking you about something that happened 15 or 16 years ago, she said she didn't recollect. Can we prove what she remembered and what didn't remember? No. Now, I'm not saying, again, we're not trying to absolve her here. I'm simply saying more of the onus that belongs on the shoulders of Rutgers University. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Now, Rutgers did do enough fact-checking, checking, to know that she lost a lawsuit to a former assistant coach who accused her of firing this assistant coach because the assistant coach had a baby when Julie Herman had told her allegedly that you can't have a baby and continue to work for me. And then Julie Herman denied having been at this woman's wedding when, in fact, she was a bridesmaid and she caught the bouquet at the wedding. And there is video of her at the wedding.
You can forget that.
At least making jokes about how, don't you do anything tonight, that we don't need a baby here.
Hey, wait a minute. If that's true, and that's relevant to the case that we're discussing, no problems. What I'm saying is what's at issue right now is the players for the volleyball team in Tennessee back in 1996, 97, unanimously, I mean, every one of them signing letters talking about her abusive language and some of the words she called them we're not going to repeat on the airwaves.
And how she humiliated all of them when they lost. Yeah.
And I'm simply saying that case, that's 15 years ago. So to me, if she's moved on and Rutgers was knowledgeable about it, okay, fine. If Rutgers wasn't knowledgeable about it, then they didn't do their homework. How is that her problem? Unless she lied to them about something.
We're talking about the new authority figure at Rutgers who allegedly was guilty in her coaching past of similar scandalous behavior as the guy who was just fired from your program that you're trying to clean up. Stephen A., her integrity is on the line here, an engraved question as the authority figure.
But she didn't hire herself, is what Stephen A. is saying. She didn't hire herself. It's their fault, is what he's saying.
I agree. So you're saying they should be punished by having to keep her?
I'm saying more of the onus is on their shoulders. In terms of the court of public opinion and beyond, it's on Rutgers. Now, if she lied after being asked these questions, if she covered it up in any way, and that's found to be the case, off with her, deal with it. But outside of that, let's say for example, Skip, they asked her a question about it, and she was open and honest about it. They hired her anyway, and then we come to find out that they knew all along and still made the hire. I don't think she should lose her job because they made the decision and then turn around because the court of public opinion is coming. And I just think that's the fair way to go. That's all I'm saying.
Stephen A., what if they didn't ask her about it and they didn't know about it? How do you proceed then?
You know, then that's a little bit dicey because why would they not have known about it? Did you contact Google and make sure they covered it up? What did you do to conceal the information? If you went to extraordinary lengths to hide it, that's different. That points to what Skip said. But if they were just inept and didn't do their due diligence, I don't find that to be her problem.
Skip?
I don't think they can keep her. And it's going to the highest level now, as you know, Stephen A. This is a state school, and it's going to the governor's office, so it's up to that governor to rule on this. I don't see how they can withstand another scandalous past here.
Okay.
All right. By way of background, her colleagues that she worked with said that she was nothing but exemplary, so we don't know if she was a great, who knows?
Well, there are other people that need to go. There are other people at Rutgers above her that clearly need to go. Because there's some incompetence going on there.
And she's supposed to start June 17th, so we will see as this plays out in the media and obviously at Rutgers University.